Welcome back to Let's Play Pokemon XD Gale of Darkness 99. Talk about deja vu. It's the same as last time. Intro XD001. Except, the only difference is we're more than halfway through the demo intro thing. Might as well watch it. Not much left of it. Shadow Lugia. Every time I start this game, it's always like that purple background. I don't know why, but it bugs me. But now looking at it more closer, I'm just like, what it is kind of actually neat. It has that kind of, when you see like artist kind of representations of galaxies and shit, and they have that really cool look to them. It's like that's probably what they're going for with this. It's so purple. Well, previous two parts, I feel like I haven't really made any progress at all, really. So, you may be wondering, it's like, you weren't here in this spot, you were over here. I remember when it was editing, it just had when these two were walking, it was rambling about Alpha Sapphire. It's like, let's spice up a bit so that it actually focuses on the game a bit. The character's just like walking around, just like, hello? He's not listening to me and just walking around. Does anyone else around do that? No, they're the only two that walk around, isn't it? These guys just sit here all day. I can't sit on this. I could in Alpha Sapphire, though. But speaking of which, I've played more than. I've got 129 pictures, and you know what? I ain't gonna go over it this time. It's like, it wasn't the previous part, it was part 4. What was the comment? Yeah. Let me see. Loading, doo-doo. Because I know, like, it's kind of like a regular viewer of this LP. Metal Jacket is the name. If you're still watching this LP, maybe. Says, could we maybe get another Pokemon XD part soon? Like, an actual part of the game? Because if this is all we get until, like, next week or something, I'll be pretty disappointed. Well, the previous part was probably not what you'd be looking for. For this part, we will focus on the game. We will actually go through that. Oh yeah, I didn't even show yet. I have rearranged my Pokemon for this. We're going all in on this shit. Let's do this. I see, we should start from Area 9. This Abra will show you there and stuff, yes. Okay, Abra, do your thing. I hope you do well in knockout battles. Abra, use Delta. So basically, I'm going to try to get through the area, essentially. Rather than like the previous part where I was more kind of preoccupied with stalling, it felt like. So I could ramble about Alpha Sapphire. Now I'm gonna look at it like this. If we have time at the end of this area, I'll ramble a bit about it. If not, then whatever. I mean, I've taken 129 pictures since I've like finally made it to Lava Ridge Town. So there's quite a bit to go over. So I might just make my own rambling little series, like a spin-off kind of thing, just like documenting my playthrough of Alpha Sapphire, like halfway through it, decide to make a series like that. I don't know. We'll see how this video goes in length, and I might ramble a little about it. What's a say like me doing it out of manner like this? Because it was here. I actually looked up the guy's name that had that quote, and I've since already forgotten. It's Maloro. You know what? I've got internet, obviously. Otherwise, I wouldn't be making these videos. Well, yeah, it would be even more pointless, really, if I didn't have internet. I was just thinking, I actually did do videos like this before, doing Let's Plays. Except they didn't have commentary. I just recorded my gameplay. I remember that. But I did have internet back then, but I didn't upload them. But anyways, what was that guy's name? think his name was George something. George Mallory. Probably butchering his last name there. But yeah, he did climb Mount Everest, and in recent history it's kind of debated that maybe he did, along with his partner. I can't remember who went with him as well. Can't remember their names. It is thought that they did reach the peak, but they perished on the descents. So maybe they were the first to reach the peak. But then again, you know, it's like, what about undocumented history, you know? Someone's bound to have been like, look at the mountain and be like, I'm gonna try to climb that, but who knows? Anyways, so I've got my team that I'm gonna have for this year. So we changed out, well, obviously we got Sayuri back on the team, switched out Yosuke for that, switched out Bella for Yukiko, and switched out Yuna for Teddy, and I think that was it really, wasn't it? Yeah, this will be my main team for this. You psychic bitch! You know, while it's probably, well, yeah, definitely unlikely. Even if I do end up like showing images from my Alpha Sapphire playthrough at the end of this part, it's like way into the playthrough. Like, I can't remember what point. It's probably like too far into the playthrough where I took the pictures. But my Lord Sludge has finally evolved into a Swalot as well. But it has no relevance. Well, actually, it does have relevance here because, you know, Swalot, the original Lord Sludge, still boggles my mind, you know. Swalot is definitely not a Pokemon I would have ever thought I'd ever use. But this playthrough has made me just like, no, now it's suddenly a Pokemon that I use. I suppose that's the neat thing about doing these Let's Plays, you know, you just end up having the most unusual teams you wouldn't even expect you'd ever use. I can't remember my ones in Emerald and Fire Red though. I know in Emerald I had Skeptile as my main, you know, starter one, but he was like kind of not as strong as a lot of the other ones. But what else was there on my team? I can't remember. I think I had a Godivine now as well. But I can't remember the other Pokemon. I do remember I raised a shit ton of Pokemon in Emerald for the freaking Battle Frontier though, which was hell. No! You bitch! 2 psychics are better than 1. Uh-oh. Oh, shit. I guess only 1 psychic at a time. I should have sent a TA, but you said the anyway. It's been a while since we've used him. You know what? I remember like pausing media player, because that's like whenever I save a video, it automatically plays in media player, and I'm gonna use that anyway. But whatever. And one point I paused one of the parts, and Teddy's face, I remember taking a screenshot of it because it amused me, and I don't think I showed it, and that was freaking ages ago, probably sometime last year, but I'll show it here. Assuming I remember to do that, of course. Fresh about a bit, and Shadow Ball. Still trying to think, what were my main Pokemon in Emerald? Oh shit, didn't knock him out. That's gonna be bad. never mind. She finished that for me. Thank you very much. Like, think of Fire Red. I had Venusaur as a starter then. Well, not Venusaur, you know. As a Venusaur, it was, you know, originally it was Bulbasaur, obviously, but you get that, yeah. I just can't remember what my main Pokemon were in those 2 Let's Plays. I'm surprised those are the only 2 in the main series I think I played. Like, Let's Play. It's because they keep freaking, you know, level. Because, like, they got DS and 3DS now and shit like that. I mean, LP is Explorers of Darkness, but that's, you know, spin-off ones, isn't it? Pulverized! 11 minutes, by God, this is gonna take a while. Keep that spirit up, you'll need it in this area. It's quite a lengthy zone, you know. Loads of men with small legs and giant upper bodies. I love Pokemon, big ones, little ones, I love them all. Just like the big ones for the top, the smaller ones below. He doesn't even have a neck. I mean, I've said this before, but seriously, he has no neck. His head is merged into his freaking upper body there. I mean, there probably exist people that actually kind of look this absurd body proportion-wise, but seriously, man, you skipped leg day completely. I mean, I know, like, exercising leg was a pain in the ass, you know? I need to exercise more, to be perfectly honest with you. But, you know, like, I haven't been to the gym in God knows how long, but I remember every time I go and it'd be the treadmill, kills your legs. So I can see why people skip out on leg day a lot. It's way low. I haven't seen a Wailord in Alpha Sapphire yet, but I have seen a Wailmer. So I wonder how big a Wailord's gonna look. It'll probably be similar to how it is in Moon and Sun, where it's like not nearly as big as it looks like in this game, where it's actually, like, you know, pretty damn big. They'll just, like, be shrunk like Mystery Dungeon size or some shit. You know, Wailord seems like one of those Pokemon that you could realistically, you know, use Surf with, and, you know, it would actually make sense. It could carry pretty much anyone. Now, why hasn't that cast form used any weather-based moves? I mean, it usually does, doesn't it? Oh, I'm saying that, it just made me think. Has there been a Pokemon yet based on the Dodo? Might have been. I don't know. But it's like, there's a lot of birds, really, when you think about it. That the Pokemon series could go on for freaking probably 100 generations and still wouldn't run out of potential bird Pokemon. There's so many birds. Have they had a flamingo yet? I know they've had swans, they've had... Oh, wait, yeah, they have got a Robin one, haven't they? So they got that. I think they've done hawks, they've done vultures, they've done sparrows. They've done a lot, but there's still more they could do. And then you turn your attention to, like, I don't know, more different types of things. Just like those like, oh, that's one. Have they done bed bugs yet? You know, pesky little kind of parasitic kind of animals, creatures, organisms. Ah, da, 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 da. I sometimes lose sight of my cast form behind my warlords. Well, there's a big size difference, isn't there? Could you breed a cast form with a warlord? Actually, I wouldn't be surprised if that's actually something that can be done. Oh wow, so here you are in Area 9. You've got to be pretty tough. The question here is, can I even hit that jet engine? Nope. Oh, holy shit, that shit just packed quite a bunch. Sludge! Shit. Uh-oh. You bitch. Do you go? Oh, kick its ass, yes.
Our enemy is down. We must strike. Ready?
I'm just remembering. Oh, no level there yet. In the previous part, when I inserted the Yosuke clip for Yosuke, I somehow kept the freaking image in the center. I didn't move it to the corner of the screen. I don't know how I managed that. It was a long editing, you know. Took quite a while. Sludge! Oh, it's nothing compared to yesterday. Why would you even do that, you idiots? Did he not expect me to knock out a Shed Ninja? Probably, I guess, actually. No, chill. It's like, last night, yesterday, I remember editing for Wind Waker, and it lagged the entire time. Well, not the entire time, but the majority of the time. It was ridiculous. So I was like playing the video while editing it to make sure it doesn't go out of sync at any point. And it was like the equivalent of this. It's like, I'm in the boss fight. It's like, battle. Come at me, you. And then occasionally be like, oh, what the hell is that? And then it'll just go at that. It was ridiculous. Ah, you cowards! Shit. Now I know what you do in here. Yep. Ow.
Here's our chance. Let's go. Let's do it.
else you got a wish cache? You are freaking... I forgot his name. I always forget his name. What was that guy's name? He's in Coliseum. Big muscular guy. Docking or something like that? The old, protect an earthquake strategy. Haven't seen that before.
Someone finish it off! Couldn't do it.
Alright, you piece of feces, fecal matter. Prepare to die.
Smooth, Yuki-chan!
It's gonna be a pain in the ass editing this because of all the Persona 4 clips and shit, Oh yeah, you really are strong after all. You look capable of keeping your streak going through the last half of every night. Bring your best, no fooling round. You know what? Just picture this, right? You're in an ice cavern of sort. It's very spacious, and it's all beautiful. And you're looking around. It's like, wow, this looks amazingly pretty. And then suddenly, freaking like 100 Gale just suddenly come out of nowhere and charge at you. How scary would that be? It's like, ah! This is worse than being attacked by like 1,000 Zubats. At least with Zubats you can one-shot them. Well, you can do the same with Gale, but it depends what Pokemon you have with you. Let's just assume you didn't have any Pokemon with you. And if that wouldn't make any sense to you. If you're in the world of Pokemon, you gotta have Pokemon with you. I mean, if it was like real life, that just wouldn't happen. The only thing you'd get attacked by would be those, what are they called? Stalactites. Now that would be a legitimate, terrifyingly realistic thing there, wouldn't it? It's like you're in an ice cavern of sort, and like 100 stalactites just suddenly start shaking you. It's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here. Sludge him up. Well, her up. Yeah, that's the stuff. Level up! But, or whatever I would usually say. Trouble with Lord Sludge, though, is Lord Sludge isn't very fast. Can you imagine if Lord Sludge was fast? Actually, like, other than the bat Pokemon, are there really any fast poison-based? Well, actually, there's all Service and Life, but that's kind of fast. But usually it feels like you got like the fast ones, you got the snakes, you got the bats, and then you got the very sludge kind of based Pokemon like Gulpin, Swalot, Grimer, and Muck and stuff like that. And those are like the really slow tank kind of ones, usually, aren't they? While, you know, the faster, smoother, hard-hitting ones are like a glass cannon, you know? But anyways, what you mean? Thunderbolt for you. Shockwave, in case, which you will, you'll survive, cause You've got some good special defense. I've just now come to. Well, I probably wouldn't fit, really. Just like thinking for my Alpha Sapphire, well, not LP, my playthrough. It's like if I get a squeal, I want to name it after. It's like I don't know if any of you know this channel called Vidiots. Like it's just idiots with a V at the start. But they got like a mascot which is like Billy Ray Cyrus as a walrus called Billy Ray Walrus, and they also got Miley Cyrus as Miley Ray Walrus. It's random, and it's stupid, and it's glorious. And that is what I name it after, because it's a walrus. Good stuff, though. Like the worst games forever, and their Skyrim Zoo. Especially Skyrim Zoo, the most bizarre series I've seen. It's just weird. In the best possible way. But then again, you know, humor's subjective, so some people might be like, I don't get it. But I like it. It has that absurdity to it. Ow. You know what I wonder, in all this part so far, I haven't noticed any lag. But, you know, that's why editing's for it. Well, editing's for more than just that. Just like, because when I'm editing, I might notice if something goes out of sync. But then again, it's harder to tell when it goes out of sync for this LP than other ones. Like Wind Waker becomes very obvious when it's out of sync. This one, I have to just listen to the music cues, really. Like if it sounds off, it's probably out of sync. Pain in the ass. Like, I haven't even been paying attention. I just now I'm realizing that old sludge. Whenever I like click on, you know, a move, it just automatically goes into like what he did previously. Must have had Encore hit on him, well, her, and I just didn't notice it. That's what happens when you don't pay attention. Yeah, there's the Encore ended. I'm now picturing a band of swallows. The Swallows. What would their band name be? All their music would be, you know, sludge-based. Probably have a grunge-like sound. You didn't have to really go all out. Oh, actually, Purple Haze, that would be a good one for our Lord Sludge's band. There's nothing funny about you when you're serious. A lot of muscular people up here. Well, it'd have to be to get up here. Well, this woman, at least the female bodybuilder, body proportions, you know, all together is like fits. It's just the head and the lack of neck that stands out. But you know, how the hell did they? Well, the tall guys must have used the Abra teleport, because there ain't no way they could run all the way up here and not be, like, in better shape leg-wise. Or, at the very least, completely exhausted. Oh, what an intriguing challenger. I gave you a male voice at the start there, because I completely forgot. I mean, look at those freaking shoulders, man. It's so stiff-looking, it's like when you, like, put a shirt or a jacket or whatever on a clothes hanger. It's just like... It's like her arms doesn't even look like they could be moved in any other way than to be like... showing off the muscles. Slacking is gonna kick my ass. I know it to be true. It will do that. hyper yawn that looks more like, isn't it? Ah.
すみません。
Didn't even get to level. You bastard. GA would be the most sensible choice for this, but you know what, I can't have Hurray upping the game and, you know, getting ahead of Espion level-wise. I mean, they'd be the same level, but, you know, would get even further ahead because of all that shit, so I can't allow that. Espion was here first. Just now realizing, even with Espion being the highest level, still a few levels behind the other Pokemon here. Uh-oh. Oh! Have some sludge surprise! I will not allow you to get another attack, Slacky. Oh, it's so noisy, I can't sleep. Wigglytuff, you stupid. Why did you target the sludge? I mean, if throws aside type advantage, you know, because you have type advantage over Espion, but maybe that Wigglytuff was pissed off because it had sludge thrown in its face, and she was like, I've got to take that shit from you. Wigglytuff. You're joking! I'll have some sumo matches with Horiyama for training. Yeah, whatever you do, don't do it up here, you'll die. But you have a sumo match on one of these. It's like, okay, like, sumo is, well, it doesn't necessarily have to be hit out of the ring. I don't know the full rules of sumo wrestling. It's usually knocked out of the ring or at least knocked to the ground, right? Just like, no, we'll have it so that you have to be knocked to the ground, but not the ground as in way down there, because, I mean, you wouldn't survive that. Either, well, if you were Team Rocket, right? It depends on what kind of thing we're going with here. We're gonna have it a tragic fall to your death, or are we gonna go full-on cartoony kind of like, you know, fall from great height but survive with just like, you know, the typical kind of wounds that you see in cartoon characters, anime characters, or whatever, you know, just usually a big bump. It's just like, no, you would be splatted. You would be dead. Whoa, chill out, relax, battle something to be enjoyed. These guys here, they all have a similar kind of thing going on here, don't they? It's like, whoa, just chill out, man, have fun. It's like, I'm just battling, man. Just like, why so serious? Just like, I'm not being serious here. I'm just battling. I'm barely even paying attention. You call that being serious? You have a sturdy fort, but I don't care. You're gonna die from this. Well, don't tell me you're one of those traitors. Well, you know, they wouldn't die, they just get knocked out. Oh, shit, you are. That's even worse than I thought. Oh, holy shit. Oh, not even Lord Sludge could tank it. Well played, sir, well played. dickhead. Who to send out? Espion. And... okay, you can come. Literally took out the only Pokemon on my team that had electric-based attacks. This is terrible. You asshole, I'm gonna... well, I'm not gonna kick you in the ass because, you know, psychic-based attacks. I'm just gonna assume you're gonna use Protect and Clamp. Which you didn't. Well, I'll at least be able to knock out Clifford. Yeah.
Smooth, Yuki-chan!
I see that you even prepared for that, sir. Wait, does Rhyhorn has that, isn't it? The, I forget what the ability is called, but makes it so that electric attacks go towards the Rhyhorn, and the Rhyhorn is immune to it, so it wouldn't do any good. Although nowadays, you have ways of getting around that so that, you know, electric attacks can hit ground-type Pokemon. At least I think, anyway. I'm not sure if I've ever come across it in the games themselves, but I think I've heard that that is possible now. Though you have to do shit to get to that point, you know. Well, how about that? Wait, that was level 63. Why you got lower levels than the previous trainer? The previous trainer was the one that had like, level 67.
Smooth, Yuki-chan!
Whoa! How the hell did that happen? How did you one-shot it? Why weren't you the first trainer here? Because if Yuko can one-shot you so easily, I mean, I know Yuko's like a pseudo kind of legendary, you know, as in like it's a legendary Pokemon, but it's not the big legendary ones like Lugia and Ho-Ho, for example. But still, one-shot it. Oh, that was good. To have fun and win, that's what a battle's all about. But if you have fun and lose, that's not what battling's about. Don't cry when I beat you, okay? Why do you always give me this voice every time you come across me? I always, like, for each character, like, there's, like, only a few distinct voices I give. And, like, always go-to voices, like, with a muscle-head one, it's like, hey, we're talking this way, all the sailors and all that, which are also muscular. And then there's guys that look like the Chaser, and it's like, I will talk in this kind of slightly sinister, cartoony way. Just like, hey, don't give me a voice based on appearance, you judgmental asshole! We don't have much to do against the Metang right here. I'm just now realizing something. I missed the terrible opportunity. I named a Slugma I called it out for Sapphire Gary. I spelled it with 2 R's because I was thinking of Gary from Ebe when I was originally naming it after the SpongeBob one. I don't know how that happened. But I missed a perfect opportunity. I could have called him Macar after the one in Wind Waker because it'll evolve into Macargo. Level up. Or level, whatever the hell. God, I still can't remember. I'd have to go back to the start of the LP to see what I said after I level. Was it level or level up? Why does it matter? It doesn't. Go to sleep, would you, Matang? We even can get through this area in this box. Oh. What? Oh yeah, trace stability, isn't it? So you stole Macargo's special ability. Fuck it, you focus on eating Matang's dreams. They know that psychic base in their mind. Just let him rest for a bit. Can you imagine getting punched by Matang? You'd be dead, probably. And again, the Matang doesn't technically exist. Well, Matang's like a kind of... What even is Matang anyway? I mean, it's kind of robotic, but not quite robotic at the same time. So in that sense, a Matang, if it is a robot of some sort, maybe, could potentially exist at some point. Because who knows, maybe someone will create a real-life Matang, and people will be like, what has science done? When it goes haywire. Why would you have a level 64 coughing anyway? Why, well, must have like pressed B or whatever the button was. Or maybe it has an Everstone. You just prevented it from evolving. I'm awake and pissed off. Wait, that didn't even do any damage. Oh wait, no. Because he just got flicked. I just realized this guy has 5 Pokemon turtles. That's quite a lot. This will probably not be affected because it's part ground type, isn't it? Worth a shot anyway. Into your mash potatoes! I'm just now picturing like a kind of godly entity making potatoes and using actual meteors to mash it up. Just like those potatoes don't even exist anymore. They've been squashed into nothing. Shit. Not shit as in response to the potatoes, but shit in the fact Sayuri just got knocked the fuck out. Yeah. Wow, Matang's been knocked down quite a bit. So, Espin's service on Matang is not needed, yeah. I will mash you into potatoes! Well, no, you can't mash something and it'll become potatoes. I mean, I will mash you like mashed potatoes. Ow! Ah! Oh wait, man, I'm not crying. It's so like, ugh, why are we even up here? It's not good. It's like, not only is it like really high up, but we're freaking near an active volcano for crying out loud. Who is the madman who came up with this place? You know, that's the thing when you realize that the ore region technically has 2 active volcanoes. You got Mount Battle's volcano, but you also got Sildark Island's volcano. Has there ever been an old Pokemon game, like main series or otherwise, that's had more than 1 volcano? Or, you know, just going from regions, really. It's like, you know, you had the mountains between Kanto and Johto. And the Hoenn region has a mountain or 2, but other than like Mount Pier, that I think that was the only active volcano. I think the Alwan. Or am I thinking of? I'm thinking it backwards, aren't I? No, Mount Pier was the one that might have been a volcano, but it was inactive. I don't know. Wherever it was called, there were 2 mountain ranges, kind of mountains. The one near Laveridge Town is active, while the other one wasn't, if it even was a volcano, so I'm not sure. I don't know much about the other regions. Well, Sinnoh region, I think they had, well, they obviously had mountains. They had a very snowy area, but I don't think they had an active volcano anyway. They might have. And the only other region now is Alola. I think that one might have had, yeah, it did have an active volcano. Then it had like a mountain that was covered in snow. You know, classic is like we gotta have both just for the sake of it. I honestly found the latter, well, actually both of them kind of felt underwhelming because they were really small areas and didn't really feel like there was much to them. But anyways, I don't think there is any other region I can think of that has 2 active volcanoes. And we didn't get through this area in this part, unfortunately, because 48 minutes, that's ridiculous. It takes forever even when I'm trying to make progress over here. So, I'll record a part immediately after this, because I want to clear this area. If I just save here and probably load, it'll probably, well, this isn't Wind Waker, so maybe it would save in this spot, but I'm gonna go for it anyway. In the next part. So I'll see you next time, viewers. See you next time.